This is the Four Principles, Season 3, Chapter 4. In this episode, we will be talking about how polarity and conservation is established by dialectical impulses in resonance between the hierarchical and tautological flow of consciousness from vessel to vessel. In the last episode, we talked about how when an impulse is negated in an unshared postural release, it leads to a nonlinear intersection, which, if not further affirmed in that nonlinear intersection, leads to expression of an aversion in nonlinearity. We talked about how this leads to a higher resonance frequency reached with respect to the aversion and a lower resonance frequency reached with respect to the original impulse. The idea was that impulses are always paired dialectically between what we are attracted to and what we avoid. The tautological flow in this example affirms the impulse, which forms the unshared postural release in the original resonance frequency, while the aversion impulse is affirmed and expressed due to hierarchical flow within nonlinearity. That is, what we avoid or that which repulses us attains a higher resonance frequency by staying within our comfort zone, while what attracts us attains a lower resonance frequency. This means that the polarity between these two impulses ensures that resonance is always conserved within the dialectical pairing. Furthermore, as our aversions attain a higher resonance frequency, we observe dialectical postures and posing in our conversation partners, as emotional coupling produces coupling of shame, or our aversions. That is, the avoidance of the impulse produces through emotional coupling avoidance socially. That is, in these dialectical postures and posing we have a kind of mirroring, but only as it pertains to expression of what we are ashamed of. Furthermore, as the original impulse sees a reduction in resonance, we see an increase in unshared postural releases, more frequent and shorter duration nonlinear intersections centering around that impulse. Likewise, emotional coupling of aversions, by leading to avoidant postures and posing, involves narratives that do not reflect our internal mind closely, but rather respond dialectically to bring out our shame. Whereas, when we maintain a higher resonance frequency with affirmation of our attractions, we see closely paired thoughts with our internal states, not delayed by a substitution time. When negation in the original unshared postural release leads to negation in nonlinearity, the result is another nonlinear intersection involving a second aversion. If this further leads to more negation, we have the beginnings of infinite recursion, as negation, the original impulse falling out of resonance, and our aversions producing a cascade of nonlinear interactions with all system members to bring out their aversions. Thus, the consensus shift seen with infinite recursion results from others attaining a higher resonance frequency in their aversions, which leads to reopening of historical conflicts over what is true. Infinite recursion continues until there has been nonlinear intersections with all other system members, or it may end before then, with expression of aversions in one of those cascading nonlinear intersection. That's the end of the podcast for today.